there. Welcome back. I'm April. It is day 40 in my 100-day Trusting God experiment, and I'm excited to share with you what's come up for me in the last 24 hours. I am starting to feel a lifting. I've noticed that on this journey that I kind of fluctuate back and forth with feeling like a heaviness or a weight, maybe some stress around this whole shift that I'm going through in my life, my personal life, my relationships, my business, my work, like in every area. That's why I've been seeking God for a couple of hours every morning, really trying to successfully navigate this big shift I'm in. But one thing that became very clear today, there were several things that happened, and I couldn't wait to share them with you, but joy rising. Joy rising. My willingness to expand my heart into receiving and feeling more joyful. Joy and love. Feeling more joy and love. I had a conversation with a life coach this afternoon, and we talked about reducing stress and expanding my heart. Specifically, and I said, I want to feel joy in my life. I want to feel love and joy. That's what I really want. And it occurred to me as I was saying that today that joy it's a choice. It's a decision. Like it's an intention that I can choose to feel joy in this moment, or I can choose not to feel it. Now, I'm a normal human being like anybody else, and I have moments of sadness. I have moments of feeling hurt. I have moments of feeling a little down and out, but I have the choice to either marinate in that pain or marinate in that sadness for a long period of time, or I can choose to feel it, deal with it, and pick myself up and allow the Lord to guide me as I move forward and choose joy. Even when I don't know what's going to happen next, but I can still choose joy. And I can still choose to experience love in some capacity. Even God loving us unconditionally is receiving love. But more than anything, because I've had a wounded heart in the past, millions of us have. I'm not the only one. That's where you fully trusted someone and you fully opened your heart up to someone that you trusted, and you were either betrayed or you were hurt or you had some kind of a trauma or something, and that was a wound to the heart. And that causes us to build up layers of protection around our heart, to become numb to emotions, numb emotionally, or you just don't let too many people get too close to you, or you don't let people in. It's a protective mechanism to try to keep us safe, but it does the exact opposite. It genuinely actually hurts us and limits us, and it keeps us from the unconditional love and connection that we actually crave the most from the people that are closest in our life, like our spouse, our children, our friendships, our anyone in our life that's the closest to us. I'm finally figuring all this out, y'all. So today I just decided that I'm going to intentionally choose to expand my heart into feeling joy and to feeling love, and to just sink into and allow my heart to open up and feel those emotions. So that's the first thing that I'm doing. The second thing that I'm working on is releasing or eliminating stress. Those two things I think are going to dramatically change how I feel each day, which when you change how you feel, your circumstances begin to change and open up even more. And so I'm feeling more joy. I've decided it was very last minute, and I can't believe I'm sharing this publicly, but I'm turning 50 years old. on my birthday, which is coming up in early December. And it's a pivotal milestone type of year for me, because number one, I used to think that 50 years old was really old. And now that I'm here, I'm like, that's not old at all. I don't even feel this age. I don't know what the big deal is. I just feel like the same person as I was 10, 25 years ago, right? Maybe a little wiser. But I'm going to have a celebration to celebrate my birthday. Last minute, and y'all, I'm terrible at putting together, organizing events or parties. That's just not my strength. But I put a little something together for some close friends. And so I'm going to experience, it's because I want to experience joy and love and connection. And I did notice that when I was around friends that genuinely care about me, that it can be healing. Like a hug from an old friend that feels very genuine, and a meaningful conversation, even if it's like just 10 minutes, or someone just looking you eye to eye in person and saying, I'm here for you. I just can't wait to celebrate with you. Or you know, I'm so glad that we reconnected. Even something like that. There's something about human connection that I feel like I've been craving and missing. I think there's a lot of people that have, because of the pandemic in 2020, and even part of this 2021 this year. So that's one of the steps that I've taken to experience more joy. I'm going to experience more joy also in my relationships, and continue to just show up, to fully give love to my closest family members, my husband, my daughter, my grandkids, my extended family, my friends, and continue to practice like it's a spiritual practice, just to open up and just receive love, receive joy, experiences, and allow my heart to just get so full of that. That is what I want. That's what I want. And I encourage you to look for those moments too. I remember speaking to the life coach that I talked to today, my coach. I said, I'm done just feeling being in the dark night of the soul, or being in the desert wandering, right? I said, I'm tired of feeling the weight of this change that I'm going through. And is it possible for me to experience it through the lens of joy and curiosity, instead of experience it through the lens of stress or heaviness or weight? Is that possible? So that's part of my experiment. I'm wondering if I can go through this shift through a place of experience it from curiosity and joy and a peace while waiting in the messy middle. Can we go through something like this deep from that space? Because I believe that's what the Lord would want us to go through it, as hard as it is. Yes, I'm going to be human. I'm going to have emotions that come up. I know that. But one thing is for sure, I'm choosing not to get stuck in the pain. I'm not going to get stuck in marinating in the space that feels stressful and anxiety-ridden and all that, because I don't want to be in that place. I want to feel it, deal with it, and move on for it. Move my life on from it. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm choosing. All right, there's one more thing I want to share with you before I hop off here. And I was in prayer and worship with the Lord this morning. But one of the questions that my life coach posed to me today was, talk to the Lord about how he feels about you. Let me tell you what it is, the value for you, about you. And I wrote down, I asked him. I went into prayer and I got really quiet and still, and I asked him. And I said, how do you see me, Lord? How do you see me? What do you have for me? How do you see me? This is around my identity of how God sees me, how Jesus sees me. And so I got really quiet, and I felt his presence, and I opened my heart to just receive. And this is what the Lord shared with me. The Lord said, you are on a path for mutual healing of the heart. Both of you. Both have a wounded heart, and now it is time to break any strongholds and old pain and heal it and restore joy and connections that have been broken. A mending of the lines of communication, a mending of the hearts. This is a practice, acts of love daily. Over time, breaks down the walls and healing comes in. It will be permanent. I was just blown away by that message. And I believe in that moment he was talking about my daughter. If you've been following this journey, I've had a challenge with my 9-year-old, acting like she doesn't like me. And I've been working on healing myself and getting to the root cause of what that's about. And because I love her so much. And I want a close, loving, connected relationship with her. And right there, in black and white, I believe I received the answers that I was seeking, and even some steps to take that were simple but also profound. I believe that I'm not the only one that can hear God's voice in this way. I believe that all of us have access to him. Every human being is different and will have a different experience with experiencing his voice and how they hear it. I literally hear like a dialogue, like a clear conversation. Like I ask the Lord a question, I receive guide, and I listen for his guidance. And I quickly write down what I'm hearing, what he's sharing with me. And then I cross-reference it with scripture to ensure that it's in the word, right? And to make sure that it's not some other entity that I'm connecting with. And I check in with how it makes me feel. And I see, is this the character and nature of God? Yes. When I know, yes, it is. Is there an authority to this still small voice that I'm hearing? Yes, it is. Is this voice loving and not harmful to you or anyone else? And it's directing you to love others, because that's what Christ shared with us. Love one another. That was his command to us in scripture. Yes. All of that is confirmation and signs. And I also oftentimes have, the Lord sends me messengers and they say, I don't know what it was. I hope this doesn't sound strange, but the Lord guided me to share this with you. You'll know if any of this resonates. If it does, great. If it doesn't, just toss it out. I've been guided to be a messenger for others too. Sometimes we get confirmation from other people that are sent to be a messenger, to be a sign or to confirm something the Lord's been guiding you with. So that's it. That's all for today. I am so ready to restore joy, feeling joy, expanding my heart, and reducing stress. Reducing stress. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. I will. I'm going to take I'm doing, this whole thing is an experiment. I'm going to do some steps and lifestyle changes to help reduce my stress and measure it to see if my stress is reduced. And if it is, I'm definitely going to be sharing more about that too. So if you haven't started your own Trusting God experiment, I encourage you to give it a try. If this resonates with you, if it doesn't, great. If it does, that would be awesome. I know it's been life-changing for me. Have a great evening. Bye.